Woo, boys, Bitcoin might have just dodged a bullet. At the time of recording, Bitcoin is sitting just above $63,000, and it looks like it has hopefully found a floor here at about $60,000. And as I was saying in my last video, it looks like it might be actually putting in a bullish divergence here. I'm not gonna lie, I was starting to get pretty concerned that it was gonna break down below this 200-day moving average, and that would technically kick off a small, maybe even significant bear market. But currently we are still in a bull market, and as long as we can make a higher high right here, we're going to continue in this uptrend, and I think we're still going to make it to $100,000. One thing that does have me slightly concerned is that we're still below the 50 and the 20-day moving average, and the 20-day moving average has broken down below the 50-day moving average. So we are still in danger of putting in a lower high right here. But if you look over at the weekly chart, you might be able to see, if I zoom in here pretty closely, that we actually put in a hammer candle last week. And this usually is an indication that we're going to be seeing a series of higher highs and a continuation of this bull market. It's not always going to confirm that we're making a higher high though, as you can see by the previous one that we put in back here on April 29th roughly. And it did signal that we were going to continue to the upside a little bit, but unfortunately we did not make a higher high in this instance. Hopefully though, this hammer candle that we just put in last week is going to play out more like this one we saw back in January, on January 22nd roughly, because after putting in that hammer candle, Bitcoin exploded and pumped about 76% over the next 10 weeks or so. Going back to the daily chart though, it does look like we're getting a little bit of mixed signals, because we did put in a lower high with this previous high around May 22nd, but now we've put in a higher low, so it looks like maybe we're going to be putting in some kind of a symmetrical triangle formation or something, and we might be getting squeezed and continue sideways for the next couple months until basically the election heats up. It is already starting to heat up, but I think there's just a lot of uncertainty still, and that's going to suppress the markets, especially since we do have the summer lull playing out a little bit right now. But in my opinion, as long as we don't break down below about $60,000 or this 200-day moving average, this is just going to represent a really great accumulation opportunity, because I think we still do have a significant leg left to go in this bull market. With it being July 1st, let's go ahead and look at the historical returns for Bitcoin in July. And as you can see, omitting this month because it's obviously just began, Bitcoin has only had 4 out of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 months that were actually playing out to the downside. This means that July is usually a positive month, and its average return is actually about 7.3%. With this being an election year, I think that it's probably leaning towards the possibility that we're going to continue to the upside. But as I continue to say, as long as we haven't made it above this previous all-time high and don't enter price discovery, I'm still going to be a little bit concerned here, and we are still in danger of putting in a lower high. It's not what I'm expecting to happen, and we are still making higher lows here, so I think we're going to continue in this uptrend. But I'm just trying to be responsible with you guys, because I don't want to give you nothing but bullish information and have you guys throwing in your life savings if we're just going to continue going sideways or maybe even a little bit down from here. Fortunately, it does look like July is generally going to be a positive month, and hopefully we're going to be seeing a repeat of this month and a continuation to the upside. At the time of recording, it looks like we've still got another 30 days left until the next Fed meeting, and we're not even expecting them to do any kind of cuts this month, which the meeting being on the very last day of this month. But a lot of people are going to be paying heavy attention to what Jerome Powell has to say in his speech after the rate decision, because a lot of people are expecting that we're going to be seeing the very first rate cut coming up in September. There's about a 58% chance that we're going to be seeing a 25 basis point rate cut in that meeting, but these probabilities are obviously subject to change based on what the Fed has to say in their next meeting and what they actually have to say tomorrow. They're not making an interest rate decision tomorrow, but according to this economic calendar, Fed Chair Jerome Powell is set to speak tomorrow, and if he says anything that sounds more dovish than what he's been saying in his previous meetings, then it definitely could be a boon for the crypto space, and we could continue to the upside. Unfortunately, I don't really expect him to say anything different, because he's basically been saying the same thing for the past year. But with there still being 30 days left until his next actual interest rate decision, I think that we're going to be looking forward to a lot of these other data points to see if the data is starting to lean in the direction that Jerome Powell is wanting it to, so that he can actually lower those interest rates and try to avoid a severe economic crisis. Later on this week on Friday, we do have non-farm payrolls and the unemployment rate, so it looks like we're going to be seeing if the economy is still going downhill and if people are going to be starting to lose more jobs so that the Fed actually has to step in and take care of their second mandate, which is to be trying to keep the unemployment rate below 4%. Also on Wednesday, we have initial jobless claims and the FOMC meeting minutes. A lot of times these turn out to be a really big catalyst, and if the other members of the FOMC are being more dovish than they have in the past, then this could be another catalyst that could give us a little bit of relief. But I'm still going to be looking at the Bitcoin chart, and I'm not going to be totally apish until we start breaking out of this previous all-time high and actually do enter price discovery. Don't get me wrong, I'm not bearish, I'm definitely still bullish, but apish is the sentiment that I'm going to be getting when we enter price discovery, because ultimately I think that's what we're waiting for before we actually enter the next parabolic phase of this bull market. In the meantime, though, I really hate to say it, but I don't see very many catalysts that are going to be sending us breaking out of this formation or this trading range that we're currently in. And my expectation is that we are actually going to continue sideways here until we do get squeezed more tightly into a range. This means that we're not necessarily in really any kind of a trend in the short term, and we could continue to be squeezed sideways until we see some kind of a catalyst that breaks us out of this formation. For now, though, something that you can do to try to pump up the sentiment and maybe even bring some more people into crypto is you can like this video and subscribe to my channel, because that'll really help out the YouTube algorithm. And that means that that'll put these videos in the face of many more people who can actually get some real solid news and try to figure out whether cryptocurrency is a solid investment for them. The more people that we get jumping onto this train, the further we're going to be able to go down the tracks, and the faster we're going to be able to get into price discovery. But for right now, it looks like the sentiment has kind of died off, and really the attention just isn't into the crypto space at the current time. A lot of people are focused on the elections, and since there was no mention of the cryptocurrency technology in the recent debate, unfortunately, the attention just doesn't seem like it is revolving around crypto at this time. Also, if you do want to help out the channel, you can go over to onlygoodcrypto.com and check out my merch line. I've been working on some new designs here, and we do have some like Don't FUD on Me, Financial Liberty or Death for Dogecoin, and this Come and Take It shirt with a ledger wallet instead of a cannon. And Come and Take It is a battle cry for the greatest state in this nation, and that's Texas. So go over and pick yourself up one of these shirts today and show everybody that you are a real soldier for the crypto army. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. What is going to be the catalyst that's going to break us up or down out of this trading range that we've been stuck in? And how long do you guys think we're doomed to go sideways? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if I brought you value. But most importantly, don't forget to do only good every day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.